Hello, I'm going to be testing Dying Light 2, the Winter Tales Christmas update. I'm going to be testing that out on my 4090 at 4K, so we've got that set here. Going to do 4K native first, so we've got no upscaling. We do have DLSS 3 with frame generation, though. We'll check that out in a little bit. So that's those settings, and then in the graphics settings, we've got everything maxed out. So we've got it set to DirectX 12 ray tracing. Some of the settings only go to high, some of them go to very high, and then the rest go to ultra ray tracing here. So we've got everything maxed out graphics wise, so it can't go any higher than this. We've got also ray trace flashlight here on as well, so let's have a look. Right, so with this update, it seems like we've got a kind of Christmas theme. It's kind of snowed everywhere, and it also there is snowing as well. I think there's some added stuff like some weapons. There's some like decoration type thing. It seems like some of the zombies have kind of Christmas themed as well. Have a look at some of them here. Like this one here is like it's got a kind of Christmas outfit on. This one is here. Seems like similar performance, I think, from what I recall. I haven't played this game in a while, but hovering around that 60 FPS area. At least at 4K, it can't quite hold it. We do definitely get dips underneath. Too many zombies here. Seems like we also might be going into the night time, doesn't it? So this game's pretty heavy on my hardware overall. Doesn't seem like too different performance from kind of playing even before the update. Getting dips under 60. It's using over 400 watts, 425 watts on my GPU, so that's pretty much max out. Don't normally see above, like, my GPU normally go to maybe 430, 440 at max. It never really hits 450. It seems to cap out before that. But yeah, it's not too bad on the VRAM. Under 10 gig, which isn't too bad considering we've got ray tracing on. Because that even alone by itself normally uses like 1 to 2 gig in most cases.
My aunt says viral spit cures pimples. I'd rather not ask how she knows.
I'm not entirely sure how long the kind of Christmas update is on it for. I see, maybe till January. We've got some zombies down there. I'm not unsure what... Oh. I'm not sure what... How do I switch a weapon? We've got some other weapons. Is it 3? What else have we got? But yeah, I think definitely similar performance to what I remember when I last played, I think. Okay, so there's the tree there. How do we get out? Is there a tree? There's like a tree icon. Somewhere here, look. Is it that up there? I think it's this here. So I think you can decorate this, but that's a pretty nice looking tree. I think there's some sort of... Maybe it's part of the mission. What's going on down here?
Justice will come to those who robbed her of a chance to find love.
It's a nice little touch, though. It kind of reminds me a little bit of GTA when they add the snowy... they add the snow on the map, don't they, at Christmas time? I don't know if they still do that. Haven't seen it in a while.
On a time, people only had bows, arrows, and spears, and they managed to survive.
Is that why wolves survive too?
Yeah, I think it plays really nicely, this game, overall, I think. Frame time, kind of a little bit up and down, but it's not stuttering or anything. Like, you can see it kind of going between 15 milliseconds and like 20. Kind of a little bit varies. Oh my god, that's a long way down. It varies a little bit, but I don't notice it. I think the VRAM as well has creeped up a little bit here. 11 gigs right now. But obviously not really an issue for my 4090 at all. Nowhere near demanding levels of, you know, often at times in games we're used to seeing 16, 17 running settings like this, so. Right, so I'm now going to have a look with DLSS 3. So we've got DLSS upscaling set to quality here, and we've got frame generation on. I'm still at 4K with everything maxed out with ray tracing on, so we'll see what it's like with that. Obviously, we were getting kind of like 45 to 60-ish in that range, and it's jumped us all the way up to about 120 here. So that's a big, big increase. Over double. It's over doubled the frame rate, which is good. I am noticing it does slightly look like the image is a little bit... It's not quite as crisp as native. It's not terrible, though. Definitely not going to really notice it for most people with DLSS quality, at least.
How do I do this?
Especially if you're far from your monitor as well. I don't think you'll really notice at all. But we'll see. It's probably going to hold above the 120 for the most part, I should imagine. Maybe the odd dip in some areas, but looks pretty good. Brought our power down as well by about 40 to 50 watts, about in that range. And our VRAM's automatically up by about a gig as well. Normally frame generation does do that.
I wish I had some tomatoes or garlic or even a carrot.
So I'm not quite sure how you decorate this tree. Check out a little bit of the combat as well. With the with frame generation on, it feels okay. Latency and stuff's not really an issue at all. Even though we're under 60 FPS before we switch frame generation on, I don't think you'll notice.
Never mind.
Can I do it on there? I think it's the other way. I hear someone.
The teachers volunteered their time.
It's somehow snowing indoors though, which is it's a little bit concerning. Doesn't seem to make much of a difference if you're indoors or not. Go for some of these guys. What's this thing? These guys got like full-on armor. There's a lot of zombies down here. Probably not the best idea. That's a lot. What other weapons have I got? Right, so I'm now going to take a look with ray tracing off. So we're still at 4K. We've got DLSS upscaling off, frame generation off, but we've got ray tracing off. So normally the setting would be, say on here, it would be set to ultra, but we've just got it now set to high instead. So it's just one down from there. We've got ray trace flashlight off as well. So let's have a look. So there, yeah, it's given us, it's pretty much doubled our FPS, which is actually crazy. It's a lot more frames than I thought would give us by switching ray tracing off. I know normally some games you can see it give you kind of 40 FPS, but I mean here it's giving us probably 50. Because we're about at 50-ish average, 50, 55 average, and we're getting over 100 here, so 110, so maybe just under double, but yeah, between 40 and 50 FPS it's giving us.
One day he says, This city's full of
which is a
suckers hoping to be
big FPS improvement over having ray tracing on. I definitely think you do notice it in the game though. It's definitely not quite, the lighting obviously is not quite as good. It has quite a big impact, I think, in this game. But yeah, I definitely thought it'd be lower, lower than, I thought it'd be more maybe like 30 FPS you'd gain. Not 50, but obviously this is going to make it a lot more playable, so I'd say with a 4090 we can just about get away with having it on, even though we do dip down probably like a 55 average. There are definitely a lot of areas we do stay above 60, but it's obviously a big difference between having it on and off. Definitely not going to be many cards. I don't think any other cards, even a 4080, is probably not worth having ray tracing on this game. At 4K at least. See if we can get into some combat as well. How do I just go down this? But yeah, it seems to be staying above the 100 FPS mark. Now I've said that, dipping... Now that I've said that, dipping under a little bit. Damn, bro. Oh no, not another elf. So yeah, I think it definitely doesn't pop quite as much as when you have ray tracing on. Definitely think you can notice. We do have our power down quite a bit though still. Under 400 watts, so it's brought that down by about 30 to 40 watts by switching ray tracing off. VRAM for me looks about the same, slightly. It's crept up a little bit. We started off with around about 10 gig, didn't we? Slightly under. But it's crept up a little bit. I don't think there's too much of a difference there. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to drop a like on the video, leave me a comment, and I'll catch you next time.